Hello, my name is Alexander Nietzsche. I am a current graduate student at the University of Denver. I am in the Master's Marketing program, and the session I'm going to be discussing today is called Keynote Lisa Su in Conversation with Ryan Patel. This was a session hosted by Ryan Patel from Claremont Graduate University and was with Lisa Su, the current CEO of AMD. So this session started off kind of just talking about AMD in general as a company, with Patel asking Sue exactly why she got into AMD, what exactly the company means to her, the kind of impact it's been having on the industry overall. And so she talked a lot about how AMD is used in most of the devices today that without people even realizing it, like Zoom, Tesla, Xbox, Microsoft Teams. It's in a lot of different softwares that kind of power the everyday life we have, especially virtually. And this doesn't just apply to like certain appliances as well or certain technologies. This also applies to a lot of the modern blockbusters you see in Hollywood. A lot of the examples they gave were the James Cameron Avatar, the one with the blue people, Dune, The Creator, a lot of these different movies. And then they also talked about games as well and how they were able to implement it into different gaming systems to really achieve the next level effect. And so that's kind of what they had been really talked about. And then from there, they segued into AI. So as Sue went on, she talked a lot about how AI is a very touchy subject, especially when it comes to entertainment. There's a lot of people who are boycotting the use of it, specifically when it comes to art and a lot of those different media forms. And so she said that AMD wanted to be very careful with how they navigated integrating this technology, because she also said that while there are a lot of complaints and protests and some concerns that are legitimate, that regardless, AI eventually is going to move into our daily life. It's going to become part of this, and as a result, become part of that process as well. She kind of talked about it a little bit in the same way that the head of OpenAI did in my previous video, talking about how it should be used more to just help maximize the benefit of each worker, help with time boost, because she said a lot of that, what comes down to in the creative industry when it comes to movies and games and a lot of different stuff, is the time crunch. There's a pressure to create content within the industry. And so she wants it to be able to use to support whatever the artist's vision is, not to just straight up replace it or to take away their role within the process. And she said that regardless, she then went on to kind of show off a new AI technology, because they're trying to get AI PCs going, PCs that are actually within the computer itself have the technology to run AI software. So you'll have your own personal AI instead of having to log on and use a software like ChatGPT. And the chip she showed off, she said it had 153 billion transistors, and that it'll be everywhere within the biggest data centers and computers. And so she really wants it, especially with these AI PCs and this chip, to be the right hardware and to be able to handle a lot of the fast tasks that we are currently associating with ChatGPT, instead of it being an external process, having it be part of the computer, and it just can naturally do that as this technology evolves, hopefully. And she also just said generally, while she doesn't think that AI will just completely replace companies that don't use it or aren't integrating that technology, she does believe that it will still lead to companies that are using AI to just outcompete the ones that aren't. On a final note, she also said that she believes that there's a lot of utility in especially AI companies being open source, so that there's not one company that has kind of a monopoly on the technology or like has just such a better product. Instead of letting kind of everyone in the industry grow together, share this technology, be able to just kind of enhance all of us to really just be able to see the best development, but also the best guidelines put in place. Overall, this session was informative for sure. It was cool to see a lot of the different technologies shown off and exactly what they were planning. However, after a certain point, there wasn't really much new said that hadn't been said at any of the other AI lectures, which admittedly is not her fault. She wanted to prepare an AI speech just the same as everyone else. There's going to be some overlapping points. And then a lot of the rest of the time even wasn't even talking about AI. It was just talking about what AMD had coming up, which is exciting as someone who uses a lot of technology, and I know it's integrated in a lot of the systems I use. So it was still entertaining. Just I had been hoping that there would be a little more AI discussion involved. But overall, I thought it was well done. I thought the interviewer did a good job of keeping things light while still being able to direct questions and still get to answer some of the AI concerns and just general queries that people had about it. Also, I'm very much interested to see how an AI computer would work, what really differentiate it from just using a normal AI software on a computer. So that's definitely an advancement in technology I'm excited to see, and honestly kind of hope I get to see and use within the near future.